Chevrolet wants to send us a 2023 Blazer crossover SUV. So we're going to order one in this nice bright red paint. The base price runs around $35,000, and for that you get a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, but we're going to get the larger V6 and all the options that jack the price up a bit more. Might as well drive in style. So here's the window sticker. We got the V6 with 308 horsepower, 19 to 26 miles to the gallon, 21 mpg overall. We're taking this out in the real world to see if that's true. And here's the starting tab. As you see, lots of options. Driver confidence package. Wow, $1,000 for those wheels. What else we got? All kinds of small stuff. $495 for that red paint we wanted. Well, let's just cut to the chase. $51,515. Yep, I'd say that's fully loaded. Here are the safety ratings for those who care about that stuff. And I'm always running into guys saying, I don't buy Japanese, European cars, I only buy Chevys because I buy American. And okay, well, this one's made in Mexico. It does use an engine made in the United States as well as the 9-speed automatic transmission. It's going to be delivered tomorrow, so let's wait and see. If you want a Chevrolet crossover SUV for less money, we tested the 2023 Chevy Equinox RS all-wheel drive. We have a link for that video at the end of this video. Just go there and click and watch. And we also did the Mazda CX-50 Turbo SUV. We have a link for that as well. So here we are at our studio where we make all of our fantastic videos and broadcast them all over the world on our big antenna. And they dropped off this nice bright red Chevy Blazer. Very nice looking rig, even if it doesn't have the red paint. Those expensive Chevrolet wheels, 21 inches. Continental tires, that's a good brand. And the rear view, I see a little dust on the windshield we'll have to wipe off. It's the desert. There's a lot of dust out here. One of the first things we do when we get a vehicle is take the headlights out in the dark and see how they perform and do night driving. We already did a video on that and posted it on YouTube. If you didn't see that, then you'll be able to see it here on part 3 of our video. And we also checked to make sure there's a spare tire in the back. I can't show you because I have some gear loaded in the back, but yes, there is a tire back there, a small 18-incher. If you put it on with these 21-inchers, you probably don't want to drive very far. We already covered the engine choices, so let's look at the cabin. A fantastically large glove box. You can put a lot of stuff in there. These sun visors slide back and forth to block out sun from the side windows. Some vehicles you can't do this, amazingly, but nice to know we can do this in the Blazer. A very simple climate control system. You adjust the temperature by turning this knob here over the vents. If you don't know that, you'll have a problem figuring it out. This is nothing new. Audi's been doing this for some time in their German cars. Unfortunately, we have a bunch of tiny little buttons for the rest of the climate system. They keep getting smaller and smaller in vehicles every year. I don't know why, but no biggie, you'll manage. Put the transmission reverse and you have a rear view camera popping up. Nice clarity. Let's see what these buttons do. A nice range here. Come in handy if you're doing some four-wheeling or parking in tight spaces. And as a bonus, if you don't like what you're seeing in the rearview mirror, just click this and you have a rearview camera here too, with a wide range of view. A very handsome, well-designed gauge cluster. Overall, the materials and workmanship for something starting as a $35,000 car, no issue. For a $51,000 vehicle, well, nothing fancy, but it'll do. But the most important part, your drive mode. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Well, here, let's show you. We have two-wheel drive for best economy. All-wheel drive for traction on wet roads. Sport mode if you're in a hurry. Off-road mode. And the tow haul mode. Got you covered. I'm not sure what the off-road mode does specifically, but let's gauge it and do some off-roading. Now, as far as build quality goes, wow, listen to those rattles on this vehicle. Good heavens, this vehicle's falling apart. Alright, I'm just kidding. It's not the vehicle rattling. I have a metal chair and a metal table back there. And the buffer I had in between fell off, so that's the noise we're hearing. As far as the vehicle goes, this is a very, very tight body. No rattles, very solid. And the suspension is doing a great job of absorbing impact. Interesting, since we have these large 21-inch wheels, which usually provide a rougher ride. I'm impressed thus far. Alright, I got rid of the chair. Now we have a nice, smooth, quiet ride. I'm impressed with this power steering. It's very quick, responsive. The feel of feedback isn't more like an old hydraulic system, but it's more than adequate for electric. I don't think there'll be any complaints. And the brakes have a nice firm pedal feel, something I like. If you're in a tight spot, you can always watch the camera while you're driving with different settings. Oop. Only does it temporarily though for some reason, like 5 seconds at a time. Maybe there's a way to put it on permanently. Haven't been able to do so yet. Obviously this is not a hardcore off-roader like a Jeep Wrangler or Range Rover or Toyota 4Runner. Light duty crossover, light duty chores only, recreational type four-wheeling, but within that scope of operation it does pretty good. I have to say I'm reasonably impressed. And I want to emphasize another reason I'm impressed because of the comfort. The suspension is doing a fantastic job absorbing all these nasty ruts and impacts and washboard surfaces. A lot more than other crossovers I've driven on this road, I can assure you. Somebody at Chevrolet did a good job on the suspension. Alright, got to check on my boys, and there's Freddie there waiting for me to get out so he can show me how sharp his horns are. Ain't gonna fall for it, Freddie. Give it up. That's my favorite. We call her Hillary. Can you imagine why? On highway trips, the Blaze is pretty comfortable and smooth. Surprising, since we have these large 21-inch wheels and tires, which usually might deduct the ride quality somewhat on other vehicles, but no problem here. Cruising at 75 miles per hour, we were getting around 27 miles to the gallon, which I think is right on the money, but we're climbing an elevation slightly. I did a bunch of passing, so I think the numbers might drop just a wee bit. Well, 24.6 mpg, that's pretty good for a mid-size SUV. I'm not complaining. We get to have a nice V6, not some tiny turbocharged 4. Makes it even better. So what's my take on the Chevrolet Blazer after a 1-week road test? I have to admit, at first I wasn't expecting much, being a soccer mom special type of vehicle, but for a crossover it's pretty nice. It's good looking, rides very nice, comfortable, got a nice V6, excellent fuel economy. I really didn't find anything to bitch about. I think they did a pretty good job. As far as the price tag of over 50 grand, well, hey, you have a government that's printing trillions of dollars of fake money and spreading it all over the economy. You have inflation, and like the price of hamburger, everything's gone up. Not Chevy's fault. I don't know if they're giving you rebates this year, but just work out your best deal. If you didn't see the night drive and headlight test video we did on this on YouTube, well, you can watch it now. Alright, it's dark enough. Let's take a look at these lights, and I guess these are the ones on the bottom. We'll find out. Here's what the tail lights look like in the dark. Not very big, but bright enough. And here we have the emergency lights, same color, bright red. Except on the outside mirror, yellow. And the front end, yellow. And somewhere from the headlights, so it doesn't matter if the headlights are on or off, you still see them pretty good. Definitely easier to see now. Put the transmission reverse, and here's what we see.
Use code.
Turn that off. Now, let's begin over. Put the transmission reverse, this is what you see. Got some other choices too. I got some water spots in the car wash tonight. The terrain select button changes colors. Green, red. So if it's green, you got two-wheel drive. Otherwise, no. Well, it puzzles me if you put the lights in automatic mode, the automatic sensor comes on. The gauge cluster, if you turn the automatic headlights off, it comes on again. I don't get it. I don't understand. Explain to me in the comment section, please. If you watch my videos, I cannot stand auto-dimming mirrors. At least they need a cutoff switch. Then I'll like them, but here we have something different. We have a rear view camera that connects to the rear view mirror, gives a wide spread. I like this instead, yeah. This is optional, of course. You won't get on the cheapy $35,000 Blazer. For $51,000, I think we're entitled to something more. And here's one of the things we get. Getting to the headlights, which is what we're here for. Got the low beams on about 33 yards away, about 100 feet, and height seems just enough over the bushes. Go to high beam. Kind of erratic. Up and down, bright and not too bright, kind of spotty. Not that's bad, but to take it out in the street and see more. Alright, no light, low beam, high beam. Well, it does reach out, even it is a bit fuzzy on a wall. Light up some freeway signs, high beam. Low beam, high beam. And this rear view camera works pretty good on the freeway. Gives you a wide view. Everything that's in back of you and beside you. Uh-oh, somebody wiped out over there. So last but not least, the dingy dark street test. Seems we have a black spot in the middle here. Go to high beam. Much better. The low beam have that little black hole there in the middle for some reason. Still adequate for the job though. Not best headlights I've ever seen, but more than adequate. They'll do.